you're an educator or public servant worried about how reduced Social Security benefits could leave you with less income in retirement, this episode is for you. Today, we're breaking down a major change, the repeal of the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset that could help you reclaim thousands of dollars and secure a stronger financial future. So get comfortable and let's unpack everything in this episode of Educator's Financial Foresight Weekly. Teachers, you give so much every day. You're shaping lives and you're inspiring the future. But when it comes to your retirement, the path forward can feel uncertain. If you're an educator juggling demands of busy schedules and financial stress, you are not alone. Many teachers worry about outliving their savings, or managing their pension, or ensuring long-term care without burdening their family. With pensions often alone falling short, many educators struggle to bridge the gap between what they need and what they have for a secure retirement. That's where Educator's Financial Foresight Weekly comes in. Each week, I'll guide you through clear, actionable steps to understand your pension and spot hidden gaps, build retirement income strategy tailored to your needs, protect your savings from inflation and unexpected costs, and plan for long-term care and estate needs without burdening your loved ones. Your career has been about making a difference. Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on YouTube and LinkedIn. Let's build a retirement as rewarding as your career. Welcome to this week's episode of Educator's Financial Foresight Weekly. I'm your host, Debbie Major. Today, we'll be discussing how the repeal of the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset will impact your retirement. If you're an educator or public servant, this could mean thousands more in retirement income for you. So stay tuned as we find out more. Well, last week we covered the pension gap and your pension gap, what it is, how to figure it out, some ideas of ways to fill it. If you missed it, please be sure to catch the replay on our platform. This week, I'm going to take a little detour from my planned topic to cover some recent news I want to make sure that you heard about. A few weeks ago, a new law was signed, and if you or your spouse have been participating in Social Security, your retirement income just increased. This could mean thousands of dollars more to you over the course of your retirement years. Stay tuned as we find out how much that might be and how you can get it. And like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the Educator's Financial Foresight Weekly episodes. Well, as you may know, educators, for decades in many states, the WEP, WEP, and the GPO unfairly slashed Social Security benefits for educators and public servants with pensions. WEP stood for Windfall Elimination Provision, and that applies to your benefit if you worked. And the GPO is a government pension offset, and that affected your spousal benefit. Oftentimes, when we meet with educators, we would have to counsel them that if the Social Security amount covered your Medicare Part B amount, you were lucky, because that's about what it might cover after all of the eliminations and after your Social Security amount was reduced. And this also takes into account that many educators, when they have worked, they worked part-time during the year or over the summer, or they worked before they became a teacher. So they were not earning their highest earnings into the Social Security system. Their highest earnings obviously went into the pension and the educator system. Well, let's look at an example. So I'm going to look at Sally. Let's talk about Sally. Well, Sally worked for 10 years in a part-time job while she was teaching. Her full Social Security benefit would be $1,300 a month. That's what she'd be bringing home. But since she had a teacher's pension, the WEP reduced this amount by 40%, or to $780 a month. Well, over the course of 30 years in retirement, that's going to amount to a loss of $187,200 in retirement income. So even like that little amount that she could be getting from Social Security can increase to thousands of dollars. Now, what about the government pension offset? This is a little different. Maybe you didn't pay anything into Social Security, but your spouse did. Well, you are entitled to a spousal benefit, or in the case of death, the survivor benefit. However, because you're receiving a government pension, that amount is going to be reduced by 2/3. This really affected a lot of people, especially the survivorship benefit. When you lose a spouse and you lose that Social Security, that everything that they've had coming in, even if it's not a huge amount, it makes a difference. And it also makes a difference because you've got one person who's grieving who now has to make a whole lifestyle change. Well, let's use Mary Beth as our example here. Her husband paid into Social Security, and she's eligible for a $2,100 survivor benefit based on his record. Her pension is $3,000 a month in this example. So 2/3 of $3,000 or $2,000 is going to be subtracted from that Social Security benefit. So instead of Mary Beth getting a $2,100 benefit, she's going to get $100 a month. $100. That's what the government pension offset does, 2/3. In some case, the amount eligible for the spouse is brought to zero. And I've seen that. And I've had to counsel people in times past to say, it's going to be subtracted to so much, you're not even going to get anything as a survivor benefit. So you can see this has been a big impact and a huge impact for some people on the retirement planning, retirement benefits, and what you're going to get if you, when you get to that place where you can apply for Social Security. So what is the solution? Let's look at the solution next. All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the new law went into effect called the Social Security Fairness Act, and it actually eliminates the WEP and the GPO, restoring full benefits to affected retirees and providing retroactive payments to January of 2024. This law could mean a significant financial boost for educators like you. If you or your spouse pays into Social Security, it's important to update your financial plans and incorporate these amounts. Because when in the past, when you may have not have made sense to look at getting a spousal benefit, now it would. Or more importantly, being eligible for the survivor's benefit can help you keep your lifestyle if you're widowed. Even a small amount, like the example with Sally, can add up to thousands of dollars over the years. Remember, in the situation that we just looked at, Sally will now get 40% more in her Social Security benefit each month, $1,300 versus $780. Or you could look at it as $6,240 more a year. And if we spread it out over 30 years of retirement, that amount becomes $187,000. This is significant. This can have a significant impact on your planning. And it's really important that you look at that and you incorporate these things into your planning. Here's what you need to do. First, you want to verify your Social Security account details. If you don't already, you want to set up a My Social Security Account website at ssa.gov. Next, if you're retired and you had already filed for benefits, they should be working on fixing that for you and updating your amounts, and they'll let you know. If you're still working, it's important that you go in and you verify the amounts that Social Security has are correct and that you can get a benefit estimate of what it might look like. And then make sure you update your retirement plan to account for these increased benefits. I made a little video I'm going to insert here to walk you through the Social Security website and what to look for so you can make sure you update everything and get your Social Security account set up and you don't have any questions on that account. All right, so here, watch this. Okay, so this is the Social Security website, ssa.gov. It's important that you go to the government website and not just type it into Google and have some other websites come up. Right on the home page, there's a couple things that are really important and that are really good to look at and think about. For one, you've got check eligibility for benefits under Prepare and get a benefits estimate. Those are really important because that's what we're talking about, is checking our benefits. And also down here, you've got the My Social Security. So there's 3 tabs here, and in the middle here, we've got My Social Security. This is how you want to get your account set up so that you can look at all of your information. All right, I'm going to go back up to the top of the website and I see, oh, here, information about the Social Security Fairness Act. If I click on this, it gives me everything that tells me this. It tells you what the act did, and it tells you what to do depending on what you're doing. So if you already filed for Social Security benefits and they're partially or completely offset, then you're going to go back to it tells you what to do. Go back to your My Account, sign in, and then they'll provide you with updates. If you haven't filed for Social Security benefits, then we do this. It's almost the same again. You go to your SSA, apply, or schedule an appointment. One of these two, it will apply to you. It's really important. Both of them want you to have the My Social Security account, so that's the most important part. But I wanted to show you just how easy it is to go to ssa.gov. You can click the Social Security Fairness. It gives you your links, how to make your account, sort of get to know what the website looks like too, and just become familiar with it. You will go back to it many times over the course of your working life, and then even after you've retired, because all of your benefits and anything taken out of your benefits will be on this page. Well, here's a couple questions that I've received about this. So first of all, who qualifies for these benefits? All right. If you're an educator or a public servant with a pension that had been affected by the WEP or the GPO, you'll likely see an increase in your Social Security benefits. So that's why it's important that if you are already receiving benefits, to check in and make sure that it's being applied. And if you did not apply for any before because you didn't think you were eligible, make sure you apply for them. And then keep it in mind when you do your retirement planning as you move forward, if you've got several years before retirement. It's really important. And now this other question I get a lot is, do you think this may affect our pensions in the future in some way? Now, this is my opinion, but I think it will, or I think it can. And the one way that I foresee happening or changing would be the state pensions, because they are feeling the squeeze from so many retirees, and they've got to make sure they've got their investments making money and enough money to pay out all of their promises. They may decide that it might be beneficial for them to do sort of a hybrid plan like the federal government does. When the federal government, people pay in for their annuity, they pay into Social Security, and then they also have a savings option to put into. And you may see that happen more often with state pensions. I think that's a logical thing we could look at in the future. So if you're a younger teacher, you may see things change, or if you're thinking, along the way, where you'd be paying both into your pension, into Social Security, and then it's one package that you look at the end, and that amount's already figured into your retirement planning. There are states that already have teachers pay into Social Security, so I know that's already happened in places. But for those states that were affected by the WEP and the GPO, you most likely have not. And so this may be a change that they may see in the future in making a change to their pensions. So this is just something to kind of think about as you look forward to planning. If you're far away from retirement, it is something you might want to think about, because state pensions, they're always looking for ways to make it so that they can keep their promises, because they want to keep their promises to you to pay out the pension amount. That is their duty, and that is their mission. And so to do that, they're always looking for ways that they can manage that, either through that cost of living adjustment that I mentioned last week, or maybe something like this in the future. So just something to keep your eye on, something to think about. Nothing, it's just my opinion of something that I think might happen in the future. Well, educators, the repeal of the WEP and the GPO can be transformative. It's the most impactful legislation for educators' financial wellness that I've seen since I started working. This is your opportunity to maximize your Social Security benefits and strengthen your retirement plan. You also have options to look at now, and questions to answer, such as, when do I take Social Security? What do I want to do? Do I take a spousal benefit? You got all of these things now you can add in and think about to put in with your pension. So stay proactive, stay informed. If you need guidance, sign up for a 15-minute consultation call. I'm happy to chat with you about this and its impact to you. Also remember to like and subscribe to the Educational Financial Foresight Weekly for more actionable steps. I'm here with you every Thursday at 11:30. Have a great week.